right, yes, I want to appreciate you all for this morning, and I hope you all can hear me very well. It is afternoon or also yeah in um in Africa, and I want to thank you all for taking our time to join us right today. Today's live session or today's discussion, yeah, it's going to be a very important one, and I would say not going to be brief, but as much as detailed as possible. That would help our understanding of what's up, what's going on in the market, so we can be very much ready, all right, and prepared, right, for I would say the days right ahead of us. It is the 26th day in the month of August, and then I was aware of a particular news that I think majority of markets, traders and those who are, concerned, right, about the financial markets would also be aware of. Um, it, it is the chair, the chair of Fed. I mean, Jerome Powell's. He did spoke yesterday, and then he was so um will I say very clear? I would say very clear. It was so firm in stating the current standpoint of the financial state, right, of the will I say United States, but of course as regards the interest rate, right, and of course it's begin to draw our attention to question um what I would say is the norm, right? To question what it is the norm, what we might call the norm. It was a whole lot, and I tell you, a whole lot it was when that did come. And of course, I think you're not aware of that. We'll be going through market analysis. It's gonna be purely market analysis, but much more than that, I think we would be having this back and forth trying to find what we call, will I say, stability now, maybe, but much more than that. I think what the major details, right, of the old Fed's you know Fed standpoint with the interest rate, and then we would also be looking at how that is going to be impacting the Bitcoin price actions, and I'll be bringing realistic conclusions right to the entire discussion. So yesterday at 3 p.m. there was the revision of the UOM, all right, and the obvious is whenever you're having the actual data lesser than the forecasted data, it's very it's very I think bad, yeah, for the currency United States dollars. But that's the effect here. You can see this right there. So, but of course, if the actual data is greater than the forecast, most of the time it is good for the United States dollars. And of course, at those instances, you would have been aware, right, of how the forecasted data sometimes becomes higher than the actual data, as it was in the case of yesterday, right? I mean, it's basically made US dollar weak, right? While strengthening the leader and the crypto industry. By extension, if you've been following right here and you've been giving attention to what we share here, you would be aware, right? Sorry, I think we're not even yet live. I thought we were. So sorry. Come on. Oh, I think we are. I just have to initiate it right at this whole in the tab here. So yeah, I think it's also for us a important yeah, I think it's important for us to state factually that if you've been following us all this while, you would have been aware that whenever the Bitcoin price goes up, the dollar index, which is depicted, and of course, which has the ticker DXY, it goes the other way around. And this is DXY. I'm going to be showing you DXY. It is the United States dollar currency index, and of course, it's also a important clue that gives us what we should be expecting as regards the Bitcoin market. So well, there's a lot right marked out here, and of course I don't want you to be carried away by the whole thing. You might just have to take your time and take time to follow on in this discussion while we see the implication of the Fed new Fed rates being raised, and how that is, in our opinion, going to be, will I say, affecting us as individuals, right? I think so. Come on, what do you think? Let's check. So the Fed chair wants more interest rate hikes are coming. So we're going to be going through that particular news. Of course, it's from Watcher.guru, and then we would use the data feeds from Forex Factory and get over to TradingView and do what we're supposed to do. We'll be looking at the dollar index, and of course, we'll be analyzing Bitcoin live right here, of course, on this chart. I am super excited, right, and grateful that you all can take out time, right, to join us. I would always appreciate a following, and of course, I would appreciate likes and comments in the comment section. And by doing that, I'll be so sure that we are together and I'm not the only one talking. Basically, obviously, thank you so much for joining us. I'm super grateful, right? Yeah. So come on, we getting right into the whole thing soon, and yes, it's going to be interactive. Please just don't be here like just drop your comment, drop your question, and let's keep the whole thing ongoing. Yeah, so let's start with this news. Come on, what we have here is first, I believe we all can hear me very well. um yeah, so I am noticing something right in the chat room. Oh, welcome King Paul, welcome mate, thank you for joining. It's great having you all around, and it's so beautiful to have you join us. It's so heartwarming. So I'm gonna read the first paragraph. I think there are just a few paragraphs there we're gonna check, and yep, that's gonna be it. And then we're gonna dive into the data from here. Then we come back to this other second news, and then look at how it's gonna be impacting the market. I think we're cool and we're down for that. Are we? I think we are. Come on, let's give it a ride. It's gonna be worth it, I promise you. Let's keep up with the other thing. So, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has warned that more interest rate hikes are coming. Indeed, speaking on Friday, the Fed chair said that interest rates hike will be needed to continue to combat inflation that remains too high. Well, though Powell acknowledged that progress has been made, he noted that inflation is still above a comfortable level. Moreover, Powell clearly stated that the Federal Reserve was prepared to raise rates further as the fight continues. So basically, the thing that was very clear is when this news was coming out here, right, they revised UOM, which we'll be checking through the detail, and then yeah, also coming through the Fed chair speaking, we would come to that conclusion of saying that there was a rate that was raised, right, through as the federal chair, Jerome Powell stated, and then we would come to see how that is in its way impacting the dollar, because it did impact the dollar yesterday, as we saw. The dollar taking a funny turn out as though it went up. So because the rates were raised, and of course GXY is going to be stronger as against Bitcoin, which is what we can read and analyze from the chart, and we'll be going through more details as regards that while we continue this whole thing. But of course, I want you all to understand that the Federal Reserve has sort of kept in a keen vigilance, right, in this long standing battle with inflation rate. They've been trying to battle this even from the time of the pandemic in 2020, right? And a whole lot, right, is going on in the back end for which majority of folks now aware of. And then it's been I think a long battle to just bring the whole thing down. But of course, there is still much more to do in within the own opinion, right? I may be wrong, but for that's my own perspective, right? With how they've kept the entire cryptocurrency market at bay, from Ripple Labs to Coinbase, or other exchanges, or other platforms that are having some sort of struggle with the SEC. As much as regulation is important, in my own opinion, I think there is also a necessary, allowance, right, that should be bequeathed to individuals and institutions so they can exist, so they can, well, I say breathe, so they can then survive and then evolve, in my own opinion. I think so. Yeah, it's better that way. So welcome, Brian. Thank you for joining. So, well, the conclusion of the Fed chair speaking yesterday was that interest rates are still going to be raised, and of course it was raised yesterday. So that was the basic conclusion. That was what Powell passed across. So well, let's check these details. Then we'll come back to this, and then we'll begin to sit more on the market analysis. We'll look at the market analysis on the daily time frame, on the monthly time frame, and on the quarterly time frame. I think we've got to really do that. I don't know what you think, but I think it's important. What do you think? Let me know what you think, please. It's very, very important. Please, I'm just writing in the chat room. Hey, yo, please. I think I'm seeing some chat in the chat room saying send me $1 and win $5. I only just wonder you have to stay careful. All of these are not. You must be very, very extremely careful of different invite and invitations. Please be very, very careful. Don't fall victim, right, of what you're not aware of, right? So, thank you. Let me walk you through the data, please. So now I'm gonna be looking at two data, Okay, let's look at this. Yes. So meanwhile, if you're not aware, Forex Factory is one of the important links that forex traders and of course crypto traders come to get fundamental data that can impact and define the market's direction. So yeah, I think it's also necessary for me to state that, right, obviously, and make it so clear, right, in my opinion, that that is I think we have to do it that way. Can we hear me? Oh yeah. Hi Anna, thank you for coming. Can you? Yeah. So let me just keep up with what I think we should do. So all right, so I want to augment the audio sort of from this end so we can have it. So we can have, I think, in my opinion, some better, production, in my opinion. I'm not sure which one is right, but I believe you can hear me very well. So let's just continue what I'm saying. So I was saying that we'll be going through these data. Oh no. I think it's the other way around. I think it's the other way around. And then I'm already missing it, right? Can you hear me, please? I think it's the other way around. I've just changed the setting with the audio, and I hope you all can hear me better. I'm just about ensuring. Yeah. It is the other way around. So this has to be the better way. So we're going to go through just two datas, right? The first being revised UAM, number one. Okay. All right. Come in. So let me ask a question and see if anyone can get it right here and then get the right back. Who is the Fed? Who is the chair of the Fed? Let's see. Okay, let me see if anyone gets it. So I'm gonna be mentioning the name again. This is the name Jerome Powell. If you get that, you grab that. It's as simple as that. Think just to okay. Well, let's see. Let me see if we can just do this sort of quiz. I want to confirm that, right? Okay, fine. We'll do it. We'll do this. Yep. So let's do this. Come on. So that's done. Let's hope someone can get this what I'll call this quiz or this trivia. Yeah, if someone can, that's going to be nice in my opinion, and then it's gonna be cool. Hope so. So please, here you go. And then the timer starts already, obviously. So yeah, I think the name has been said over time. If you get that, you can actually grab that. Come on, let's continue, please, in our discussion. So I just mentioned the name of the Fed chairman, and of course, I said it obviously that you have to take advantage of the informations that come from his mouth. So now I will see if someone actually eventually gets it. I think there's been like come on. Are you really kidding? Who is the Fed chairman? I mean, people should learn. That's the basis of all of this. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second. The timer is up. Wow. I think. Wow. We'll have to do this again. Wow. It's important for you all to learn this. I mean, so the name of the Fed chairman is Jerome Powell, and he spoke yesterday. That was Friday, the 25th of August, 2023. And he made mention of the fact that there's going to be interest rates. I mean, interest rates were literally raised yesterday. And I did said, I would set a question again. Some of you are just answering. I'll check again. I mean, some of you are just responding. And I mean, I wish I could just set it more like a question also here. But all the same, I would start the setting of the question again. I hope you all get this. After this, we continue into analysis. This is going to be the last time we're going to be setting it again. And I hope you all can. I think someone already put the question. We'll put the quiz again. Try to make the choice. It's going to be a crypto quiz. So I'm going to be creating a new box again. So please try to. It's just going to be for like 2 people, and yeah. He spoke yesterday. Don't forget, he spoke on the 25th of. He spoke. He spoke. How do I say? He spoke on Friday. Which day will be easier? Or let me even ask for. Let me look for a better question that will help us. So I think we just continue. We ask the questions some other time. So basically, the thing is the details of the revised UOM. Of course, UOM is an important data that comes from the University of Michigan, and it's a monthly release data, right? And it measures the level of composite index based on surveyed cost consumers, and definitely traders have confidence in it since it's a leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. Well, for us, this particular UOM news, right? Whenever it's the actual data or the actual measurement or the actual index is greater than the forecast, it's very good for the United States dollars. So definitely that will make the DXY to rise, and that will make the dollar to be stronger in the economic market. Very obvious, right? So definitely, if the UOM is green, then dollar is going to rise. Don't forget, right? Dollar is going to rise, and that's going to be like 69 point. That's going to make the dollar stronger. But when you see the dollar going down, that must be because the UOM is lower, is lower, is lower. And what we saw yesterday was that whenever the actual number was lesser, and this was released as 3 p.m. West African time, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. UTC, and that definitely led to the sort of downturning we eventually seen on DXY. I mean, this will be the chart of DXY at yesterday. Yesterday, DXY rose. I mean, when the Fed says they're going to be raising interest rate, when Jerome says, if I let me even ask this simple question, what was the Fed? What did the Fed chairman raise yesterday? Let me ask the question. The answer is interest rate. I've given you a clue, but I'm going to ask the question anyways. All right. So let's ask a question like this. What did the Fed raise? Let me see if someone can actually get it. Yesterday. All right, the correct answer, obviously, I've said it, and it's part of the whole. I wish I can increase the timer, and I think it's just yeah. So let's see that playing out. So let's see. So basically, let's see if someone can actually. Let's see if I think someone must have gotten the question anyways. Yeah, I think someone must have gotten the question. The other one was question. Yeah. Cool. What did the Fed raise yesterday? Who knows? Let me see if someone actually. Thank you, but I mean, someone already got Jerome Powell. I mean, Binance. Yeah. The name of the person is user40. I don't know. Of course, the person did. It got the answer right. I think so. Well, anyways, let me finalize with this detail. So the UOM basically was released yesterday, and of course it pushed the markets upwards on the dollar, and of course leaving the market to come a little bit downwards. So essentially we are saying that the dollar was it rose, and that was around if you come check, this was 11 p.m. This was 3 p.m. This was 3 p.m. So you can see the time 15:00 right down below there, right? Hello, UFO. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. Good evening, whichever zone you're saying my greeting. All right, so yeah, you can see definitely that the interest rates contributed to pump the market out on DXY almost 1%, right? And then I think that's not on this news, and this is from the UM already giving us a clue that the dollar had some sort of the expectation is that the dollar from the UOM data, right, the dollar should not be strong, but of course because of the interest rate that was raised yesterday, I mean this was just 5 minutes past. What is this? Like 3 o'clock, people will think, fine, we have the actual data, right? 3 p.m. West African time. We have the actual data for the UOM, and we should be expecting the dollars to dump. But you know what? The dollar appeared to have, must have appeared to begin to dump, right? Definitely. And in the twinkling of an eye, just changed. Look at this. Let me remove it. It was an analysis I made from this point. It's going to go up, and of course, it did go there, and that the DXY is going to be dumping, right? Which I think is going to be doing. But let me show you something. This was going to be 11 a.m., right? On Friday. This was 3 p.m. yesterday, Friday, and that was where we had the sell-off, because the analysis here states that whenever we are having whenever you're having the actual data, greater than the forecasted data, it should be good for the currency. But if in the case it got less, then it's not going to be good for the dollar, which of course is the currency here. That's it here, right? So we basically are saying that at 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. UTC, what do we call this now, right? The chart gave us a clue that the market is this is going to be 1 p.m., this 2 p.m., this 3 p.m. the market sold right at 3 p.m. So the dollar just came down. So basically, since the interest rate is being raised not at the hour that Jerome says it, from the time he was preparing all along, from the 24th, 25th, the DXY dollar rate was rising. Of course, Bitcoin was struggling, and at this current point, there are more reasons and more likelihood, since the interest rate has been raised, that we should have a downward response to this. Because what then is the basis of our discussion, since we have titled this the crypto market response? All right, and then of course the rising Fed rate. The Fed rate is been raised, obviously, and that implies that they're trying to make the dollar stronger, and this is amid many uncertainties with BRICS, uncertainties with the suddenly or the potential end of the bear market. I mean, there are back and forth which we must also put into considerations while we're trying to topple over the current market direction. So I think it is actually in our own interest and in our own wise understanding for us to I would say to note, right, what the entire crypto market is doing for us. I think the crypto market is still, for me, I would say, well, will I say uncertain? Well, I would say a little bit of uncertainty. Because what I'm saying that is because, now look at this, let me begin this analysis. We'll do analysis on DXY, then we'll get back to this data, then head over to Bitcoin. I hope you're cool with that. Please, if you just join us, I'm just going to be appreciating you giving us a follow. It's a beautiful thing for you all to do, and it's one of the nicest things for you all to, again, do. Thank you so much. Can we just continue, please? Yeah, let's look at this. Now, the DXY, or the dollar index chart, had began its whole journey right from the point when the Bitcoin and the entire crypto market enter a bearish phase in Q4 2021, just somewhere around the points in Q3, Q4 2021. In September, the market of the dollar index being against strength, as a lot of people were selling off their Bitcoin for dollar. I mean, they were just trying to cash out, in my opinion, converting the entire majority of them being to sell their major holdings into the dollar. And from that point, when the market rose about 23%, which of course is very huge, up 24% on the dollar index, so the dollar was so strong, right? It got like from 92.549 thereabouts to like 113.8 almost 0.8, right? Literally. So you have the dollar index beginning to show strength or show signs of a shift in market structure, and this was the beginning point when we're entering Q4, literally after like 12 months, right, in 2022. So it was like having some shift in market structure around that point, and when it shifted, you had the break of structure, which of course began to continue in a sort of trend, and trend is some highs, and of course break of structure low, and then of course change of character lower high, and then you have the sort of double bottom. You have that shift of market structure as equals to the one here, and afterward we also had a break of structure. For us, right, expectedly we should see a retracement to this level, because now this shift in market structure has given us every clue to believe we should be dumping DXY from this point. DXY is managing to get to the top, and we're asking ourselves, the thing is, if DXY break out from this top, then the possibility of we expecting it to go down is now becoming extremely slim. Currently, DXY has traded into a zone often described as a supply or a sell zone. Techniques of the two words, if you just follow it. Meanwhile, we've been doing ABC of technical analysis, and if you're not seeing that, go to our previous video. I would definitely be glad if you can do that. You'll definitely learn a lot, right, about the market and the way it responds to certain zones. All right, that being said, I think it's important for me to state, right, that what we're seeing here in DXY, or the dollar index, indicates that the dollar index is around some standpoint still, where it might either break upwards, downward. But breaking upward means getting more critical strength, and of course it's a possibility. And you might begin to ask yourself, what's going to be happening if the dollar gains strength while the BRICS holds their meeting? Yeah, it can sound very ridiculous, but those are things that can happen because of a lot of what I call it back-end deals that well, I say the crypto ecosystem sort of want to have. And one of the ways, I mean, a friend was telling me yesterday while we had the live show right here, right, I mean, right on the platform here, and it was like, yeah, you know what, I think you don't want BlackRock as a financial institutions to buy, as a financial institution among others, to buy Bitcoin at an expensive price. And for him, he feels like Bitcoin is at 26K quite expensive, and there's a way that liquidities might be engineered towards the downward zones of like $20,000. Well, as much as what is saying really caught my interest or catch my, or I would say, yeah, as much as what it says caught my interest, I had to rethink about it, and I reconsidered, right, that that's a very strong possibility, I tell you. So I want to type some things on the chat room. The DXY current price, right, of 104.187. All right, trading around a critical, wow, I can't type that much, I think, and I hope I can. Trading across a critical zone I'm coming, I'll type this all on because sent on the chat room. So trading around, the critical zone of trading around the critical supply zone, trading around the critical supply zone only, right, in my opinion, leaves us, right, with two possibility. That's the truth, right? There are always two ways to things. Either it's good or it's going to be bad. I mean, they are just often two dead ends, right? Dead ends. So one is that we can, on DXY, that we can experience, right, a breakout. And by breakout, I mean a BOS. We just call it breakout market structure, right? All right, a breakout towards the upside, a breakout, all right, or a breakout upwards, and put it that way, breakout upwards, right, or a tanking, right? By tanking I mean going down, or a tanking downwards, right? Yeah. And should DXY go up, I'm telling you, that's not gonna be what one to be expecting. But of course, let me just let me give that leave that you know possibility to all of us to think about that, because if DXY goes up like this, I mean, and it will not go down in the way we are predicting this, based on the fact that it's trading around some strong weak zones, right? If DXY would want to think of or attempt anyway to, will I say, go up, then we need to brace for impact. Let me write that. Should let me write this quickly, right? Should DXY, right, that's the word, and DXY means the US dollar index, please, and don't get confused, right? US index, the US dollar index. So should DXY go up, then we might have more brutal bearish market, and by brutal I mean or some sharp drawdown. So by brutal I mean we might be saying between a couple of 15k, and by all right, and by by sharp drawdown, I mean we might just be tanking down to like 23 and 20,000 US dollars. So that's if Bitcoin, that's if DXY goes upwards, right? Dollars. If it goes, let me show what I'm saying. Taking my polyline too quickly. I mean, if DXY goes like this, so, and it goes like that, if you take on that move, then woof, we might be getting ready for something. I think you're gonna be out of it, right? And if Bitcoin, of course, if DXY goes up and Bitcoin definitely comes down, then we might need to prepare for what I call rainy days. I mean, a lot of coins will go bleeding, terrible bleeding, and then it's not going to be something interesting in the entire crypto space. And never will you ever dreamt of those days coming. So I mean, you all have to really learn that, right? So whatever I think, yeah, but we're expecting, based on the fact that, well, the market has been respecting market direction, expecting DXY to definitely tank downwards from this top, come like this, and of course then should just do like that, right? If you're expecting DXY to do something like that, and by that we mean DXY should come down. If DXY comes downwards, I think this time around is going to be for the good, because at this instance, sorry, I want to just make you see the percentage. I'm expecting DXY to tank. DXY tank downwards, then we should be expecting DXY to not hold it will never hold back until it comes to like 92, 91, 92 dollars. I mean, tanking almost from the point where it is and doing about 12% dumping. So I'm saying, yeah, that's gonna be our expectation. If that happens, then we have a very more stronger likelihood on the Bitcoin market. So I hope this makes sense to you all, and then you can actually read some sort of few meanings right to this. Well, that being said, I think we need to come back to this this news, and then afterwards we come to check on the Bitcoin market. I hope you agree with that. Yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah, this news I think we have to just also have idea about, so we can be on the same page, and then in my opinion learn some important tips, right, so we can be prepared. We need to brace up for impact. I tell you, we need to brace up for impact, and a lot is happening in the crypto space, I tell you, which I think is much more than we are thinking of, right? Yeah, let's see. All right, so $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin options to expire today. That was yesterday. So the question is, if $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin got expired, how is it going to be impacting the market? Come to think of it, what exactly is a $1.9 billion investment, and what's the weight, what's the percentage, right, of that when you come to thinking of markets? To think of it, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin would be how many units of BTC? Let me do that. That's 1.9 divided by $26,000. Or 26,000. What's the price? 26,048. So 1.9 divided by $26,048. That's going to be like 77,942 Bitcoins. Now, if that option, of course, I don't know if it's a put or a call, I don't know which exactly you're going to find out, but why is it going to be expiring today? Deribit, the world's foremost crypto options exchange by open interest, will settle a $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin options contract set to expire yesterday. In fact, accordingly, 72,000 Bitcoin August options contracts, but the exchange 535,000 ETH options contracts worth north of $893 million are set to expire today. Both Bitcoin and Ether saw only moderate gains earlier this week in anticipation of the option expiration. However, the reports note that both were likely to make way for maximum pain. August expiry option contract bias as the expiration approach. I don't know, maybe this is some sort of funny or joke, but I think it's actually a reality. So you have that Deribit, right, which is renowned, all right, for crypto options, right, having the need to settle $1.9 billion of Bitcoin options contract, of course, and then it's so obvious, right, and that we don't really know what exactly the whole contract was about. Either for a put or a call. I mean it's a buy or a sell, and all of those are really very important. If they're going to be for a buy, then that means we should be expecting a bullish sentiment. If it's going to be for a sell, then like in the word of the description we had, it should be a maximum pain point. I tell you, a maximum pain point for anyone who actually got into this all back and forth. That's the truth. So I look at it and I'm like, oh wow, really? When I've been learning Bitcoin, what's going to be happening to Bitcoin? I mean, there's JP Morgan predicting crypto downsides as Bitcoin holds 25k. A lot of people are really losing their grip on Bitcoin, and of course, I don't know if they're trying to get into dollar. Major countries around the world are beginning to find reasons to seek alternatives outside of the United States dollars, and this for us is a very strong understanding of how to take ourselves and our finances is very serious. And these are more reasons why I think the future of currency actually seems to encircle the possibilities of cryptocurrencies onboarding. And for us, I think we need, in our own opinion, to stay safe as much as it appeals to us. Well, I think one of the best things to do is never to trade at this time in futures contract without using your stop losses. It's gonna be the wisest thing for you all to do, to trade your futures contract or trade some leverage token or ETF with a clear or a mind of stop loss. That's the truth. No matter how you feel, no matter the pain, no matter the losses, you just have to just brace up and of course project the possibility of staying off impacts that's going to be making you lose your sanity. Now I'm going to be opening BTC as we just read from the old well, I said the old news, right? It stated that there's some $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin, all right, options to expire today. Let me assume it's going to be for yourself. That's some sort of 77,000. I think 1.9 billion divided by, let's do that again, 26,048. That's going to be sold to 2,942 Bitcoin, and take a percentage estimate of that out of the about 19.8 million pieces of Bitcoin in circulation. Let's confirm that. Get over to CoinMarketCap, right? One of the important tools for you to get your get basket of necessary information about most currency. That's coinmarketcap.com. So I'm going to be looking up for Bitcoin. There you go. The first token, $26.31, 26k. Cool. I want to know the amount of Bitcoin in circulation, not the amount of Bitcoin that will ever be. The ones that can never be is 21 million BTC. Fixed number since the maximum supply. Let's check Bitcoin, please, very quickly. A minute, it loads. And so here you go, 19,468,231 Bitcoin is currently in circulation. So I would think out 19,468,231. Yeah, I think that's the unit of Bitcoin circulation. That means that the percentage of the options, right, the $1.9 billion Bitcoin is some sort of 0.3%, 0.374% on Bitcoin. So if that exits the market, what's going to be the very future of Bitcoin? Come, let's check with this with me. I think this is becoming more interesting, mathematical, and also encouraging. You've got questions, please drop them in the chat room. I'm going to be looking out for them, and then ensure you tag me, ensure you're following. Follow this platform. Follow Elgiod. Follow. Yeah, I think it's cool that way. Let's check crypto. Yeah. Wow, this is funny, but then we just use a different one. That's let's say this one. Obviously, as you all can see, this is a breakout, a very huge breakout, a breakout that I wasn't expecting, and I've been trying to wrap my hand around this. Now, why would Bitcoin break out here and I'll be thinking it's still bullish? I'm not thinking it's bullish since it's broken out of this rising wedge. I was thinking this is going to be the rising wedge that will lead us all the way to the bull market, but of course, we are still having questions about that. So this breakout here is a serious concern for me, which I think should also be for you. So this breakout here is a concern. I'm gonna write that in the chat room. This BOS is a concern. So it could be leading the way for what? For retracement, then continuation. For retracement, and continuation of the BTC price actions. Yeah. So I think, yeah, we have a lot to really deal with as regards that. So, and I think we, yeah. So I think this is the issue. We might have a little retracement, which I think we should. That's some sort of 10%, and then we should go downwards. But of course, if that does not happen, I mean, the expectation is this: from here like that, then, or we go from here into the other thing, and then we have Well, that is it for that. And I'm thinking, well, 0.3% worth of 1.9, which of course is the $1.9 billion options, which let's assume is going to be a sell. If that's going to be existing in the market, then let me show you something. 0.6%. I'm going to turn this over to the 4 time frame. Don't forget, we're still going to do analysis on the 1 day time frame, 1 month time frame, and quarterly time frame. So let me assume. So I think a total, right? A total of yeah, a total of let me see. Yeah, that would um what do we call this right now? The dumping of the percentage that is going to be having, like the 0.37% exit in the market, would imply that Bitcoin got to a low price of 26,026 and $56. If that expression happens, that's going to be sharp return. That's going to be having much impact on the market, and that simply implies that for us to have a drawdown, right, to like let's say this zone of 25k, that's like 3.73%, exiting the market, and having a 3.73% implies that we're going to be having like 3.73 divided by 100, right? Okay, that's cool. Then multiplying this by 19 for whatever you have here, that's calculating supply 468, point 23 19 468 231 will tell you the amount of Bitcoin that is being sold or being traded, and of course multiplying that, I mean, you would have the current market rates right there, looking at 25,000. Yeah, that's the amount I must have exited, right? Yeah, that's like 726 Bitcoin, 26,000 Bitcoin. That's a volume, right? And you multiply that with 25, that means Bitcoin's gonna get $25,000. That's gonna be like about $18 billion. That's a lot. And what I'm saying, those are the things that can actually happen. You've got to be extremely very, very careful. Come with me, let me show you daily analysis on Bitcoin. And I hope you already learned something very, very great. In my own opinion, it makes a lot of sense. All right, so hello, Kiko. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're calling us from, you're joining us from. It's so heartwarming that you're joining us right here. For me, it's also great. Code today, code. You all have code. So Bitcoin just jumped. Right? I think this is not real price. So I'm gonna be opening this chart right away and keep up the analysis in the 1 day time frame. A daily time frame, I'm telling you what I'm seeing here is that Bitcoin has just been playing around this what I call this critical demand zone, and of course it's and then I also see that it's there are potential reasons for Bitcoin to return to an RTO, which of course is a return to other block at the top right here. That's going to be Bitcoin dancing around 28k and $800. That may not happen today, tomorrow, it might not happen. In fact, on the 30th of August, it might actually begin to happen on the 4th of September. Because I mean, there's a funny way the market always have a funny way of making you welcome and greeting you with the new month price action. Yeah, so I think we need to be really begin to brace up for the impact that can actually have. So $1.9 billion is not going to be major impact on the market, but of course, how is that going to be affecting the psychology of investors, right? In Q3 for me is a month of accumulation for anyone to really get prepared, right, for any coin we get into. And these are the right time to do that. So once this old analysis explains is how the market broke out or breaks out of this falling wedge and then forms a flat wedge where of course that a breakout within the ambience of what we call the Elliott wave, inverted Elliott wave. I can draw that right away very quickly. You having that? So let me draw the inverted Elliott wave, and of course remove this whole thing maybe. Yeah, let me remove that. So the inverted Elliott wave looks like this. Yeah, it's just drawing Elliott wave, but of course the opposite direction like that. 1 2 3 4 5. So by extension you will not see the line until you open you up to saying it. So yeah, there you go with the line. And then so we will begin to ask yourself questions. So are we done with this part of the wave? Should we expect a potential retracement? Are we forming a triangular pattern between wave 3 and wave 5? So are we really done? I mean, these are questions that really probes the mind. So I think, well, what we have here is that first I must tell you Okay, now the market right here has already picked the other block here at 25,781. Might be preparing to see Bitcoin take us upward and of course overboard. In my opinion, I think yeah, it's already coming to that point where we might begin to prepare to see Bitcoin take a very very major and a very strong lead. I don't know if this really makes sense to you. But of course, to me, it does make a whole lot of sense. Why do I think that way? I think that way because I'm saying that, see, the weeks ahead of us and the news that lies ahead of us, I see a whole lot, right? A whole lot. If you go check the next week's perspective, because we're preparing you for next month, that's why this analysis is also very, very important. If you check next week's perspective, which is also going to be between Monday the 28th and of course the first day in September. Let me even do that because still let me do that of September 1st is September 14th, and let me apply the sorry, yeah, let's see. All right, so I think we have a lot of market news. There's the NFP on Friday, the first 1st of September, which is a very very strong news that's also influenced market. Unemployment claims also comes out at the same time around 12:30 p.m. UTC, and a lot of news sort of awaiting us between the first 2 weeks of September. And of course, unemployment claims comes also the following week. And call CPI, call PPI, a lot of news right there. So I think, well, for us, we have to see some uncertain movement between now and of course the first day. Maybe the market today do a little pump to 26k, 480, and then struggle upward like that before coming downwards again. But the last time I assume maybe this is gonna be the last one, then it takes a breakout. Well, I think I'm sorry. Breakout is there. Yeah, so I think, well, for me, I think having the markets move this particular way, right, while still having reasons, right, to bring itself down, it's no proof, right, that that it's set for a new bullish move. But I tell you that this LH wave is already given me a clue, and why I'm saying that is because in wave, there's an in wave A to E correction wave, right, which we use oftentimes when we're analyzing the market. So we have an A, this point, right, or this point here becomes the, maybe I think this is going to be 0, A, B, C, maybe D, and then E. So that's sort of the direction that this wave often have. Let me change the color. Yeah, so I think that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, and then that gives us a clue that okay, fine, we're ready for a launch. And of course, that often happens when the market is thought of being when the market is being assumed to have gone. That's going to be the point of wave 5. So somewhere around there, around $25,000. But the point that would actually be long. What do we call this now? Long Bitcoin. So I think yeah, we are getting ready for impact. We're getting ready for a long ride. So that's my view on Bitcoin. So I'm thinking for us in the daily time frame, let's come to the daily time frame, analyze this market, because I think it's important for us to just do our together, please. Very very important. So for me in the daily time frame, I'm expecting that in the day side of us we should be preparing to see BTC, right, to go overboard towards the upward side, like 13% upward. So we should be preparing to see BTC. So I think we should be prepare to see BTC prepare for a major move to the upside. I'm serious. So by that I mean we might be prepare to see Bitcoin take a major operation to go retest this zone, and that may be somewhere between between now and of course the second week in September, owing to the fact that we have a lot of news also lining up in September. So I think that's going to be my perspective. So I think if you ask me, David Eggiard, what's your perspective on Bitcoin for the first 2 weeks in Q the final months in Q3? I'll tell you, I think we should be going to prepare to see the BTC market drawing to a lower zone right after a sort of response high inward to 25,540, and that'll be the final touchdown before we actually take a push the upwards. And I think afterwards the response here should give us a clue on what exactly the market is been doing. So well, that's that on BTC on daily time frame. So daily time frame, I'm quite bullish. Come with me to the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame, if I'm going to be hiding the old chart, you'll see that the past few weeks we've been having sells and sells, like sell, then sell, and I think well the week we are entering should be a buy-in candle because there should be sells and buys, and that's what makes the old balancing. So well, since the market has struggled to keep its all cool around this zone, this candle might turn to within the bullish candle or form a new one by the side, which leads to the retracement of this favorable gap that has been created. So I think on a weekly time frame, I'm also very, 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 very bullish. If you join us right now, you of course you're just wondering what exactly. Yeah, thank you. Hey, cool. Yeah, so yeah, and then I'm telling you that we're having a weekly order block, a weekly bearish order block, right, sitting above that point. So now this is another different perspective you might not be aware of. You would definitely never see that on the daily time frame. That implies that when you come back to the daily time frame, you would or you might be seeing the market giving you some interesting vibes and reason why you want to go take the buy to the upward side. And we're taking the buy to the upward side because we've identified earlier its inverse wave, and of course we're looking at the fact that we might be seeing a potential touchdown from the fifth leg of Eloid's inverse wave at $25,622. Essentially, we're looking to this right to this zone, as it also confirms this point of breakout on this falling wedge, because this is a falling wedge, because it sort of confirmed this point of breakout as a retest, because it is a retest and it is a return to the other zone. That's the RTO, which of course implies that the old breakout here that happened on BTC is sort of a returning to this point of breakout, and it could be a continuation. Well, I cannot go to the old backstory of how I explain how we came to this point, but of course I'm giving you the reason why there are potential factors that should be put into considerations for which the market can buy even to the upward side on what's it called on BTC. That being said, I was also like, you must be careful of this point, because obviously we have a daily bearish order block here at 29,390, and of course when we opened the 1 week chart, we also spotted a bearish weekly order block at around the same zone, 29, 190, 200. So well, we have the possibility for the week candle to close around that point and continue going downwards, or breakouts are possible, and things that happen in the market. So, and I think it's also very, very important for us to know what exactly is the market doing on the monthly time frame while we're getting ready for the whole thing. I think this is a monthly chart, and for me it's giving me a clue, right, that the market is dancing, trailing, and trading around this monthly order block. This is a monthly order block, yeah, 28,424. We want to see how the market will eventually respond to that, and the overall perspective of the crypto industry, and of course general market. I don't know if you already have learned one or two things about this whole discussion, or if you've gained one or two experience. Let me know what you've learned so far, please, very quickly. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Waiting for your questions, please. All right, so I think there's similar to be any question for us. We'll definitely appreciate it if y'all can. Yeah, thank you so much. There's similar to be any question for us. We'll definitely, like I said, appreciate it if we can get to 1,000 followers on our platform. So it's very, very easy. It's also very, very possible. We only can do this and achieve this with your help and assistance. So can you just see one and each every one of us giving this platform a following? Just one person follow. Just one follow. We would so glad you can do that. So please try to give us a follow. So follow L Guild. Follow. So come on, let's do that. Thank you so much for coming. We enjoy your we enjoy we are so glad to have you all. So follow and just keep following. Keep following and of course refer your friends. Keep following and refer your friends. Thank you for all the learning. And of course that's that as regards the federal raising interest rate. All right, that's that about the Fed raising interest rates and the impact that can have on the market. All right, take care of yourself. We'll meet another time. Bye.